Hello, Internet. Welcome back to Endless Sky. We're on episode 4. I'm currently circling the Nimbus on my. Let me check if this is correct. The Nimbus. Yes, my mouse cursor appears to be in the correct place. So sorry about that. The first 3 episodes, the mouse cursor was offset. This is because I scale my UI in Windows. Mostly I do that for Cataclysm because it makes it a lot more visible for mobile. Problem is that also affects your mouse cursor. So if you're watching this and you're on episode 4, hey, thanks. Because I don't know that I would have watched. It would have really annoyed me to watch a video where the mouse cursor was offset the whole time. Anyway, back at it. We're in Geminus? I don't know. Although not the most hospitable of worlds, is a young enough planet to have that large stores of iron, titanium, and other metals are easily accessible near the surface. For that reason, it has become one of the Republic's primary shipyards. Hooray. Where are we on the map? Do we have any missions? We do not have any missions. Okay. So we want work. Let's find some work. I would like in this episode to be able to expand to another ship, but I don't know if that is doable. I, again, would also like to work back towards some of these more central systems. I mean, I guess we're close enough. What do you got going on? Passenger, 8,000 credits. I mean, it's only 3 jumps, and it gives us another system that we've never been to before. Let's do that. We'll accept that. It's a small job, but it'll be fine. And then we'll try to pick up another job there. Is there another? No, that's just the connection of this that looked like a little yellow nub. So we'll do that. Depart. Jump. Yeah, I also decided not to put music in these episodes. Hopefully that does not bother you. And the background noise is not really that noticeable. So hopefully it's not just dead silence with me talking, but I think it'll be okay. And hopefully I jump to the right sector. So let's go ahead and land here. Refuel and drop off our passenger for a little bit of money in our pocket. Again, since we paid off our loan in its entirety, we don't have a mortgage anymore, so jumping doesn't actually cost us anything, which is a great place to be in. And I don't expect I'll be taking another loan anytime soon. Maybe once we have a fleet, if we're trying to buy a bigger ship and we know we can recoup the loan pretty quickly, but I don't really foresee doing that. Very cheap metal here. Let's look at jobs first. Actually, hire crew. What does this do? Hiring extra crew is only helpful if you plan on capturing enemy ships. Each crew member other than yourself is 100 credits per day. Crew members take up space. Nah. Outfitter, anything. We have such a small ship, I don't think outfitting is going to do much for us. Hand to hand, no thank you. Job board. Not much in the area, really. What are you doing over here? 3 factory workers for 20,000, 3 passengers for 20,000. I mean, we haven't really been out here. We could do this and then catch this as well. 2 miners. Yeah, we'll hit those 2. So we'll take the 3 workers and the 2 miners, and we'll make that our current our current route. So go ahead and we'll jump out that way. We might as well pick up some stuff. Since we're not using our cargo, we'll buy some metal since it's very low here. And then we will depart and we'll jump. Oh, yeah, I mean, and hopefully the first couple episodes were acceptable. I think it's a neat little game. I think I could play this a lot in my free time when I'm not really doing anything else because it's not particularly resource intensive. So I could, while editing videos and exporting videos, I could play this in the background, which is something I don't have a lot of games that I can run in the background. So that would be nice. I could see me playing this a lot for fun. I don't know about playing it for the channel. I feel like a lot of people aren't going to want to watch this because it's pretty minimal. So it's up to me as the host to kind of entertain you with my commentary. And I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of commentary. I mostly just have honestly, I don't think people want to hear about the coronavirus anymore, which is the main thing on everyone's mind. Of course, is a rough situation. So, yeah, I don't know what to talk about. I'm getting nervous about coronavirus. I know that So like we talked about in a previous episode, my state has now done a mandatory shutdown. Mostly this is annoying for me. I mostly shop at the dollar store, so like for me, I can't even get most of the food that I would normally buy. So that's a little frustrating because that's where I get most of my food. But it's not like I could just go to the dollar store or the supermarket. They're just not going to have what I want. So all non-life sustaining businesses have been shut down, and I'm mostly fine with it. I know a lot of people are not fine with it. I know a lot of people are having a really hard time, but I don't think it's I thought that was cargo for a second. I don't think it's worth the super freak out that some people are having where they're overbuying materials and stuff like that. I don't see any reason to do that. I am getting frustrated. Let's head all the way to Seoul. What are you doing? 3 passengers for 24 thou. Let's do that. I think a lot of people aren't taking it seriously enough. I'm not sure why that guy was attacking us, but we'll just get out of here as quickly as we can. Hopefully no one gives us any grief. I don't even remember how to shoot my gun. I think it's tab. Like, my family's not taking it very seriously. My grandfather in particular, he's over 70, he's like 74, and he does DoorDash. He also has breathing problems, and I told him, like, hey, why don't you maybe not do DoorDash as much, or maybe you just make sure you stay away from people when you deliver to them. And he was like, why would I do that? And I was like, well, the coronavirus is like infecting a lot of people. You're kind of in a demographic that's a high risk group because you're over 70 and you have breathing problems. And he was like, no, it's just the flu. There's nothing to worry about. Donald Trump said it's just the flu. And I was like, oh, good. Donald Trump is going to kill my grandfather. Because my grandfather is I love my grandfather, but he's not someone who thinks for himself. He looks to other people for his opinions, and Donald Trump is someone that he trusts for good or for bad, mostly for bad, although I'll try to keep my political opinions out of it. But I'm worried he's going to get real sick because he's not taking it seriously. And then I have a brother as well who's not taking it seriously. He's basically, even after the shutdown, he's been going out every night with his friends, and they just go out and drink and get high. And it's frustrating because it's not him that I'm worried about. It's my grandfather. It's me. I have breathing problems. I'm only 32, but I have some pretty significant breathing problems. I already suffer from shortness of breath, and I'm concerned that it's going to be bad for me. So I'm nervous about how not, like, my brother just left the house again a few minutes ago. He put the dog out too, which really irritates me that you would put the dog out and then leave the house and leave the dog out there for possibly hours. If I had not heard her barking, she would have been out there for hours until someone else came home. So a little peeved with him, and he's not taking it seriously, and it's frustrating. Sounds like someone is attacking me. We're gonna go down. Yeah, we were disabled. Okay. N to cycle through all the ships in the system. T to hail it. Are you still trying to kill me? Am I gonna die? You died. The universe can be a dangerous place. Your game is saved every time you leave a planet. So this is what I saw a lot of complaints about on 25th April, 30th April, May. Also, there's a lot of people out and about, so there's a lot of my dog barking. Did we already pick up the missions? Yeah, we're just going to jump again. This is a lot of the complaining I heard about on Steam, was people saying, hey, sometimes you jump into a system and you just get murdered and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's, like, not fun, because there's nothing you can do outside of having a ship that can fight them, but the controls are wonky, so, like, even if you have a ship to fight them, a lot of times you will die. So it's like, is that really fun? Like, here we've jumped to the same location, but there's no one shooting at us. It's just random, and apparently that is something that a lot of people deal with. Man, that's a big profit for those. Buy some industrial for very low price. And we'll go jump to this other star here. No other jobs really in the area, so we'll jump out here. drop off our people. And that's a point of frustration for a lot of people, I think, is that you just sort of can die without having any real say in the matter, which always is a feel-bad moment. You know, a lot of games do stuff like that where you just will have an insurmountable obstacle that'll just kill you, and it's not very fun to do that. Nothing really in the area. Can we buy a map here? Let's buy a map. We haven't really been in this area before. Buy. Show outfits and cargo. What? Oh, we can. So if we buy these, they will go in cargo and we can sell them elsewhere? Is that a thing? Outfits and cargo? Okay, I don't really know what that means. Jobs anywhere nearby? Not really. Out to Parima. Couple passengers, sure. We're not really seeing a lot of jobs now. I'm not sure why. 11 tons of helmets. That's hardly worth the money, but we haven't really been out there, so we'll go there next. No. Yeah, we can sell them. Because there's not much there that we were making a profit on it. It's just not much of a profit to sell these. You'll see it's only a 6 profit, but it's fine. Here we're being attacked again. Yeah, it's a little annoying. I don't really, because I thought we were in a pretty populated area when we were attacked and killed, and I don't really get why they targeted us. We didn't have really anything for them to take. We didn't really have, we weren't really doing anything, so I don't really understand what the problem was. Yeah, it's just frustrating that my brother and grandfather aren't taking it seriously. I'm concerned that, based on my family's reaction, that someone is going to get sick and we might lose someone in the family. I'm not saying it's super likely. I'm not saying that, you know, it's such a high mortality rate that everyone's going to die. It's not like that. It's just there are things that are happening that, you know, you got to take it seriously, and no one's taking it very seriously. You know, like over the course of the last several weeks, I bought just, you know, every time I would go out to buy my food, I would buy a few extra cans of food, just to, because they recommend having like 2 weeks worth of food, and I of course had none. I had like 4 days. I only ever bought food at, like, you know, for the next week or so, and often it wasn't even like that. It was like, I'll buy a few extra soups, you know. So I've just been gathering a little bit of minor supplies, and I refilled my medication just in case that would be an issue as well, and just, you know, basic stuff about, like, that I want to take care of myself and have things just in case. And my family is not very, they don't think about these things. They don't care. Like, our pantry's empty. You know, I said to them a couple weeks ago, I was like, why don't we just buy like a pallet of water? Like, we used to buy pallets of water bottles when I was a kid, just all the time, and like, they're not buying anything. And I said, why don't you, next time you go to Walmart, why don't you just grab, you know, just grab a thing of water bottles? And they were like, no. It's like, yeah, but it's so inexpensive. Why don't you just buy some? That way we have some at the house, and you know, if something happened with some service issues with the water or something, we would be able to, you know, have some extra water around the house. And they're like, nah, I don't think it's worth the money. It's like, for God's sakes, it takes so little effort, and it's not like we're not going to drink it over time. I've not yet built on a settlement here, but it is occasionally visited by biologists interested in studying low-gravity life forms. There are forests here where the trees grow over 200 meters tall. That's interesting. It's not particularly helpful because I was looking for a star map of the area. What do the color codes mean? Trade prices on what? Oh. So if I drag my industrial goods over to Castor, it'll be worth a lot more. Let's test that out, see how financially viable this is. Because if this is a financially viable strategy, we may end up doing this a little bit. When we purchase another ship, maybe instead of a shuttle, we'll focus on a cargo ship. Because we already have 5 bunks, and it's very rare that we find enough jobs to really justify those 5 bunks anyway. So, and I'm not sure if like jobs refresh quickly, or do we have to pass a bunch of time? Or is it like as soon as one is done, it spawns a new one? Really sure how that works. So this should be profit 255. So like 4,000 credits is all we're going to make off of this. It's not nothing, but it's not a lot either. So metal, if we go to the map and we look for metal and we look for a place that is really costing a lot of money, really just way down here, and we would only essentially double our price, our money, and since we have such a small amount of cargo, it's almost not even close to financially viable. We could buy it and take it over to Denebula. If we could, you know, pop over into Seoul as well to take this mission. Let's go back to the mission. To Luna. 26,000 credits. We'll accept that. And why are you yellow? I don't understand. Ports? You're not yellow anymore? I don't really get the color coding on the mission map. Why is this yellow? Uninhabited system, maybe? No, I think those are gray. Gray or uninhabited. Well, whatever. Let's buy metal. Or is there maybe somewhere... We'll just buy the metal. Buy all. Depart. And we're going to go to Seoul. Or rather to Luna and drop off... Nope, Luna and drop off our passengers. Then we'll divert and sell the metal as well. Yeah, you'll see we only made 5,100 credits for the dropping off of cargo, even though we made quite a few jumps. Obviously, if we were still under the pressure of our mortgage, we would not be able to run cargo like that. But if we had taken the cargo ship instead of the shuttle at the start of the game, I think we would be able to just barely eke out enough money. I mean, it was hard enough when we were trying to run missions to begin with and still make a profit. So I can't imagine that it would have been any easier doing it a different way. So we're not doing this here. Actually, we might as well land and see if we can pick up another job. Maybe pick up some passengers that we can take off. Job board. Like literally nothing anywhere close to us. 27,000. 37,000. I mean, it's a long trip, but we're already going out here anyway. So go ahead and... Wait, did we not drop these people off? Apparently we never dropped those people off. Okay. Let's take both of these, except... We might have landed on the wrong place. Sell some of our cargo. We'll jump to Algarel. How are you doing port-wise? We'll earn a little bit of money off the metal, but not a lot. But I'd rather do that than... I mean, we could just dump it here. 159, 107. We'll dump it here, I guess. It's such a small amount that it hardly seems worth all the effort, but we'll do it. And yeah, this is more or less all this game has to offer. I actually really love games like this. When I was a kid, there was, of course, Drug Wars, I think, or Dope Wars. What was that game called? Basically, you played a drug dealer. You would buy and sell. That's higher than what it said in the map. I guess it fluctuates a little bit more than I thought. Sell all. Don't think we'll be able to get any other jobs unless we can find something that only requires like 7 space. Let's, what's cheap here? Equipment. Electronics. Let's check. How do I check this? Electronics. Shipyards. Nope. Mission. Nope. Ports. Electronics. Yes. Anything out here with a high price for electronics? 293. Not really substantial numbers. We'll take them out to Algarel where we drop off our people. So we'll buy some electronics. Just, it's going to be a small amount of profit, but it's more than nothing. So there's no reason not to take it with us. Your dope boards, you would, It was just a screen, and it would list different drugs and different prices for those drugs. Then you had a space like for how much you could carry, and then you had like a bank amount, and that was really the entire game. Was you would buy drugs that were cheap, you would move to a new city, you would sell drugs at a higher price, and you would buy upgrades so you could carry more stuff, and that was the whole game, right? And you know, like the drug aspect means nothing to me. It wasn't like I cared much about that, but I actually really enjoyed just buying and selling, buying and selling. When I was a kid, I also would play a lot of like so industrial goods. I would play a lot of stock market simulator games. Industrial. There's really no good place to sell this. Plus 63, plus 46. I mean, we'll just take it here and dump it, I think. Oh, are you on a time constraint? Are you on a time constraint? Rush delivery to Big Sky? Monday the 6th? Oh, what's today? Monday the 6th. Oh, good. We're failing. We've already failed? Oh, the 13th. So we have 7 days? Yeah, that's plenty of time. Okay, well, good. I was scared there for a second. I was surprised because I didn't think there was even enough time to do that. Yeah, when I was a kid, I would play a lot of stock market games as well, where it was like oftentimes it was an old DOS game where it was just a list of different companies and they would have a value, and then they would randomly go up or down, and there were certain events that would trigger to simulate a stock market booming or collapsing or whatever. It was really fun for me when I was a kid. I really liked math and that kind of stuff, which is very common with those sort of things. Is a common appeal with that. I don't suppose anything's going down here. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, I don't have much interest in going all the way down here. So we'll head out to Saren and drop off our football helmets or whatever. Something. It was helmets, I think. And I really liked those kind of games. I was in stock market club when I was a kid. When our school finally implemented clubs, there weren't very many of them. And I didn't have an interest in chess. Chess was the only other one I considered. And there was a stock market club, and basically all that we did... we could try to get out here. I don't think I want to. Let's buy a star map. No, buy... Oh, there's no map here. Okay, then take me over to Ridiculous. Yeah, ridiculous. 13,000, 34,000. I mean, that's real far. Friday, 18. It's real far, but all we have to do is hit the J button a couple times and it'll take us over there. There's nothing else in the area, though. I really would like to double up. We could go this way and come around. 18. We have 18 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. Oh, wait. Can we even take both? We can't. We can't even take both. Awesome. Anything else? 3 passengers for 42,000 credits. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we could do both. So take those. Great. And we'll just start jumping out there. Great. Yeah, basically all the club is that we would get the newspaper, because this was before the internet was really a thing. This was in I think 4th grade, 5th grade maybe. I think I was in middle school, so probably 5th grade. And I was on the internet at the time, but most people were not, because I remember using the internet for things in school. I remember when I was a kid, I didn't know how WordPad worked. So when I would write papers for school, I would write them in my AOL email and then print them out. And I had a teacher who was like, saw, because it would print at the bottom my screen name when you would print from the email. And I had a teacher who was like, who's sending you? Who's doing this work for you? Why aren't you doing it yourself? And I was like, that's me. Family of 2. Are we already going there? We're going up here. So this is on the way. We definitely will take that. We'll jump out that way again. So this is going to be a big, expensive run for us. We are going to have enough money, I think, to buy a new ship, but probably we won't do that until the next episode, because we're going to want to look at them a little bit in detail and see which one would be best for us. So we would look at the newspaper, and basically at the beginning of the group, they were like, okay, here's $20,000, essentially. You can buy $20,000 worth of stock. We're going to track these stocks as we play the game, and whoever earns the most at the end of the year or whatever wins money, like a prize, not money. I don't know why. I was looking at money, and my brain said, say money. And I don't remember what the prize was, but I remember the kid who beat me. He was the only kid in the class who beat me, because I paid a lot of attention to the stocks. I really enjoyed the concept of the stock market and learning about the stock market. And the only kid who beat me was like day one, he bought $25,000 worth of some random company, and then like 2 days in, that company like quadrupled its cost, and so he basically quadrupled his income, really for nothing, for doing nothing. And it's just was very frustrating to me. We're going to take both of these, but we're going to deliver here first so we don't miss our deadline. Because if there's one thing I know about shipping, it's that you really want to keep to your deadlines. And yeah, it felt like I got screwed, because like I paid a lot of attention to it, and he was really like not taking it seriously. He just dumped his money in one particular stock at the early, just he picked a name that sounded cool and he took it, and then he won. And it was very frustrating as someone who tried really hard and came in second, and it was bothersome to me. But that is also reflective of real life. Real life is not a meritocracy. No matter what anyone tells you, you can put in a ton of work into something, a ton of passion, a ton of heart, and still not succeed, or still be beaten by someone else. Because no matter what you do, there's always someone who is just better than you at it. 1 ton of silver to their grandchild's birthday bash for $5,600. Well, we have a triple delivery here, which is pretty nice. So we will go dump this stuff off, and then I think we'll call the episode there. This should put us up into the 450, 500,000 range, I think, because between these three, I think we're earning like, actually, it's only like 70,000, I think. Still, though, quite a big payday for us. As a little independent ship captain, I think we're doing quite well. Go ahead and land. Require landing on Calda and Vale. That's the Silver Spoons, very inexpensive people here. It's actually less than I thought it was. So we need to go to the other one. Where's the other habitated planet? Habitated? Is that a word? Habitable planet? Is it this on my map? Is it you? No? Where am I going? No destination. Is attempting to scan me. Yeah, I don't want you to scan me. Oh, it's the little blue circles, I think. So we'll go up here. Are you also landable? Man, you guys look pretty interesting. We haven't really just manually explored it all. So let's land here. Hopefully none of these ships attack me for any reason. Great. Oh man, that was only like 50,000. I thought we were going to earn more than that. Still, we have breached 440,000 credits, which is pretty good, and certainly enough for another ship. At the beginning of the game, we took a loan of what, 450,000, and we were able to buy this ship. So worst case scenario, we would likely be able to buy a ship that is identical to the one we already own. We of course don't want to do that. We would like to earn more than this. Any other jobs taking us anywhere interesting? Do you have a shipyard? We'll head in this direction. I know Saul has a shipyard, so we'll just hope that is, a place we can go. And I think we'll hit jump, and then when we land at this one, we'll call the episode. I was going to end it now, but we can go one more jump here. What was I talking about? Yeah, it's, real world. People tell you all the time that life is a meritocracy, that, if you work really hard on your book, you'll get published. Yeah, no, there are plenty of people who work really hard on things and never get the recognition that they deserve. And of course, the volatility in the stock market in general is like, you can't predict it. As much as people like to pretend they know how, it's ultimately kind of a force of nature. Oh no. The moment you step off of your ship, you realize something is very wrong. Spaceport is eerily quiet, and a large crowd of people is gathered around a video screen in the local bar. You ask what's happening, and someone explains. Recently, a collection of local governments in the Southern Galactic Arm sent the Republic Parliament what amounted to an ultimatum: a refusal to pay taxes until certain reforms were made in trade tariffs, ship licensing, and the election of planetary representatives. The coalition calls themselves the Free Worlds. Parliament outright refused to consider their demands. Then, in the early morning, nuclear explosions on Geminis and, oh, isn't Geminis where we started today's episode? And Martini destroyed the Republic Navy Yard and the Galactic Stock Exchange, crippling the military and economic center of the Republic. The Free Worlds disclaim any responsibility for the attacks, despite the timing and the fact that the attacks served their purposes very well. Unless the terrorists can be found or turn themselves in, the civil war is imminent. It has been less than a year since you bought your ship, and already the galaxy is falling apart on you. Ooh. Join the Navy, the largest volunteer force in the Republic. Okay, so there's a civil war coming. That's not great. Civil war generally not a great thing. Okay, we'll see how much that impacts our game. I'm guessing that means that we're likely going to have some limitations on where we can go. Possibly we will be getting attacked more frequently, which is obviously not very good. Okay. Alrighty. Well, it is what it is. Anyway, I'm done rambling about the stock market. So for now, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. I will be back with more of Endless Sky in the near future, and we'll look into buying ourselves a new ship. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.